Hey everybody, and welcome to Don't Copy That Floppy. I'm your host Lex.
And I'm your other host Dan, and we are your weekly video game news podcast here on ChipBit Radio at chipbit.net. Where else can people find us live?
Oh my gosh, so many social medias. I'm not even going to list all of them because I don't have the time.
And everybody, you all know what they are.
Yeah, but you can find us on pretty much anything by searching Don't Copy That Floppy podcast, or DCTF podcast is our handle a lot of places.
That is correct.
Specifically Twitter, so if you want to check us out there.
Do it.
But
we're on Twitch TV also.
Yeah, we stream on Twitch. We're streaming on Twitch right now, so you can watch that.
Yeah.
You can see the articles we're talking about.
You can see it.
If you want to hear audio only, go to www.chipbit.net and you can listen live there to just audio. Also, hey, check out that channel. They got chiptune music. It's great.
You'll enjoy it.
Plus,
definitely enjoy it.
If
you like chiptune music, you'll definitely enjoy it.
If you don't, I mean, it might be kind of lukewarm to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll still be good, though.
But we've also got our show archive up there. You can listen to past episodes. We also got a show archive on YouTube and on iTunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan,
say no more.
What are we going to talk about this week?
Say no more.
Oh.
I'm making a joke.
Show's over.
Well, show's over.
Oh, it's, what's the date today? It's the 20th.
Is the 20th. It's January 20th.
Oh, the day America ended.
Yes. A day that will live in infamy. The day America exploded. Or, actually, I'd say it's more of an implosion.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going out. We're just collapsing in on ourselves slowly.
Mm-hmm.
If the show abruptly cuts off, it's probably because Lex and I just lost the will to go on. It might happen abruptly. So, we've got a story about awesome games done quick. You can see it right here. This is pretty much the story. I'm gesturing at the screen. We have a lot of stories about the Nintendo Switch. New information that came out after our show last week. Or just follow-ups on things like that. A bunch of Fire Emblem news from a Fire Emblem Nintendo Direct. And some news about the Oculus Rift and the ongoing lawsuit drama surrounding it.
Oh, that's spicy drama.
Spicy drama. And then just some little stories of upcoming titles, new studio forming, some Overwatch news to get in there. And then we'll end off with a look at games coming out in the next week or so, as well as what has just released. So, first things first, Awesome Games Done Quick. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it is a fundraising event where people do speed runs of cool games to raise money for cancer research.
Now, we reported on this last week because it was underway then, and I think...
They were at like $800,000?
And I don't remember how many days in that was, maybe like 1 or 2?
Yeah. They ended up blowing past their $1.2 million goal. Excuse me. And hitting $2.2 million. So good job.
Oh, yeah.
It's a ton of money. Look at them. Look at them go for it.
They look so excited.
They look thrilled. Especially this guy in the back with his head cut off. He's the real hero. So they beat last year's total by like $1 million.
Nice.
Which is a huge improvement. Total donation is exactly $2,216,243.30 from 43,368 donors. They do giveaways and stuff, so you can win little things for doing all that. They wrapped up with a run by a guy named TGH through Undertale, doing the true pacifist ending of Undertale in 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 17 seconds.
Nice.
Which is a time almost 90 seconds shy of the world record run for a true pacifist run of Undertale, which is a record he still holds and set 2 months ago.
Oh, so it's not like a different guy.
Yeah.
It's still him.
Good for him. Yeah, he's the Undertale guy. His run is embedded below, so you can, if you want to watch any of these, like, there are records of them. These speedruns. They do cool things too, where they do competitions.
Oh, yeah, I saw this. Yeah. Where they were each competing to see who could speed through a game the fastest. Yeah. They had like 4 people going at once. I think that's what we showed last time on our episode.
They'd have 4 people going through like Super Mario World or something. all at the same time, and you could watch them all. Like, you could see when someone screwed up and like got set behind. It's very cool. So that is cool. It will be followed by Summer Games Done Quick 2017, another week-long speedrun marathon. This one will be benefiting Doctors Without Borders.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be July 2nd to 9th in Minneapolis, and last year it raised $1.3 million. Let's go for that 2.3.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Help those doctors.
Help those doctors.
Those poor doctors. They don't have a country to belong to.
They don't have any borders. They're just falling all over the place. Their body's just everywhere. There's nothing to hold it in.
They don't have any borders. They get all up in your personal space. And you're like, maybe this is okay because you're a doctor, but it's still a little weird.
A little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So the Nintendo Switch was also formally shown off.
We talked about this last week. We're going to talk about it more.
I'm going to talk about it more. We have a big list here of like everything we know. And
everything we don't know.
Everything we don't know is also listed here. So we have a list of games that have been announced, many of which are unfortunately quite a ways off still.
Yeah.
It seems to be the biggest criticism leveled at the Switch right now is that it only has 5 launch titles.
And some of them are not worth mentioning.
Some of them are kind of...
Some of them are Just Dance 2017.
It does in March have a couple more coming out, but nothing really major. And then Mario Kart in April, I guess.
Okay, so we talked about this last week, and I wasn't intending to talk about the Switch again, except that the story that came up this week on several outlets that people were talking about was, oh my god, the Nintendo Switch has garbage online multiplayer voice chat.
Yes.
And I mean,
it's mostly been that, and oh my god, the accessories are so expensive.
Which we railed on last week.
Upon, yeah.
But I heard that, and I thought, really? That's your takeaway?
Yep.
Because I remember I read that, so when we recapped all the stuff about the Switch last week, the only online component stuff that we saw fit to talk about was the fact that it's going to be a paid service.
Yep.
But it's going to be free for the first however many months.
6 months, I think.
6 months? Okay. And I think that's important.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember hearing about the voice chat through an iOS or an Android app.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I don't care. Like, it's not good, but that's not my takeaway from the Switch thing.
My opinion on that, since where we got this here? We got an article about it right here. So Nintendo Switch's lobby system and voice chat are going to be handled by smartphone app. My takeaway from this is I don't care at all because Nintendo's online chat in particular, their online has never been very good.
Mm-hmm.
And their online chat in particular has always been abysmal.
Yeah.
All of the Nintendo-made like microphones and things like that are awful. They work like crap. I just use Skype when I was playing games with my friends like Monster Hunter and stuff. And so this doesn't change anything.
No.
If I'm going to play a Nintendo game online with somebody, I'm just going to ignore their crappy option and use Skype or Discord or some other third-party program. Because you're guaranteed a better call quality.
Yeah.
Like chat quality, and it's free anyway.
Yeah. No, I should admit a certain bias. Dan, ask me how many times I've used voice chat while playing a multiplayer game online with people.
Can I instead of asking you, can I take a guess?
You can take a guess.
Is the number greater than 0?
It is not. It is exactly 0.
It is precisely 0 times.
So when I was like, oh no, they're going to have bad voice chat options, something that I will never use anyway, so whatever.
I am also I seldom use voice chat unless I am playing with friends.
And you play Overwatch a lot.
Yes.
And you don't use voice chat.
I use voice chat when I'm playing with people I know.
Yeah.
Or people on my friends list.
Uh-huh.
Because I've met some people through Overwatch who I play with occasionally. I don't know them at all in real life. But I'll voice chat with them sometimes if we're doing like competitive.
Only friends online.
Only friends online.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to random people. Why?
If you saw them in the street, you'd be like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Listen, the reason I like playing Overwatch I could play Overwatch on PC if I wanted to. One of the reasons I like playing on a PS4 is I get to circumvent the existence of text chat.
Yeah.
Because on the PC, you can avoid voice chat all you want, and you don't have to deal with any of that crap, but people can still type stupid bullshit at you. But on the PS4, they can't. No one can do it. You're limited to pre-made phrases like thanks and I need healing. Like, nobody can get... It's not nearly as annoying. So, and I can just turn the voice chat off when I don't want to use it. And then I'm in my own little bubble. And if I'm playing arcade mode in Overwatch, what the hell do I care? Winning doesn't matter. It doesn't even track your stats in that mode.
I mean, a lot of people were saying for Splatoon, specifically, because this is what it's going to be used with. Splatoon is a team shooter, and it's very cooperative. So people want to be able to coordinate over voice chat. I get that, but again, I bring Overwatch back. You can easily play those games without using voice chat.
Overwatch, you can totally play with voice chat as long as everybody in your team knows what they're doing. Is the other thing.
But if they don't all know what they're doing, will voice chat help?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So the difference there, Corinna's shaking her head vigorously, but the difference there is...
Bad players are bad. You cannot fix that.
But some bad players will listen.
No.
If you talk... Yes.
Corinne, if you're going to be part of this podcast, you need to get closer to the microphone.
Listen, when I play with Ryan, there have been times where we've been in a group and someone on the team has been like a bastion on attack and we're not doing great. And Ryan has gone into the global chat in the game and said, dude, Bastion, you gotta switch, man. And they've switched.
Oh.
And we did better. Because he just nicely asked them to switch characters. So it can work. I will agree that a bad player, though, encapsulates not only someone who's bad at the game, but someone who's a jackass and will not listen to constructive criticism. There are those people, and they're much more common.
Yeah.
And those people will be like, fuck you, I'm gonna play Bastion all I want. And then there you go. You got a Bastion on your team. Maybe you got 5 Bastions on your team.
Oh.
Playing No Limits mode.
Oh, no.
It's always a good time.
Okay, but I think one of the other reasons why this particular topic has come back up is because Reggie Fils-Aimé had a quote about it.
Our boy.
Actually, yeah, go back to... Go back, highlight that quote. I'm going to read it. So that was released... It says today, but this was from yesterday, January 19th, so Thursday. The phone app that we're creating that will be part of your online service, we believe is going to be a very compelling part of the overall proposition, because that's how you'll voice chat, that's how you'll do your matchmaking and create your lobby. We also think it's a very elegant solution, because if you've taken your Switch on the go, you've put yourself in a hotspot, you're looking to get a quick match of Mario Kart in, to whip out some bulky gamer headset is a bit of a challenge. So we think we've got an elegant solution that's a very specific answer to your question.
I have a more elegant solution.
Yeah.
Build it into the damn console.
I know, no. Okay. So it's one of those things that it's funny that they initially announced this, the way this was going to work. And then when people went to Reggie and were like, I don't know, doesn't this seem a little silly and, like, extraneous? He just doubled down. He was like, no, it's very elegant.
So, I will grant them it's not a terrible idea for making, like, a lobby. Like a matchmaking lobby for a game. I still wish that the system itself just had a functionality to do that.
Yeah.
Because the DS can do that.
Yeah!
It's entirely possible. You've already done it. That just seems easier to me. Because you don't have to whip your smartphone out and figure it out through that. And also, the headset thing is not an argument, because what jackass is going to log into their smartphone Nintendo app to play Switch in public while going, yeah, I'm doing, I got a blue shell. Like, nobody's going to be talking out loud in public playing this to people they're not, like, right next to. Some people will.
See, that makes me think it almost would have been better to just be like, nah, we don't have anything.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, you're right. Taking out a big bulky game headset is stupid. But this is just as stupid.
It's just as stupid.
If you're talking about chatting with people in a game while you're sitting around at the bus stop, it's dumb anyway.
Mm-hmm. 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 But that's that. What was the other Switch stuff that you wanted to talk? Oh, you had something about covers, didn't you?
I did. We'll get to that.
All right.
So in Japan, Nintendo Switch buyers can customize their console color.
But not anywhere else.
Nowhere else.
There's no region locking, Dan!
There's no region locking. We can buy them.
We can customize our colors!
When you say that, it sounds a lot better than it is. The actual reality of it is this is just for the Joy-Cons.
I figured,
and the Joy-Con grips.
Yeah.
So you can choose, instead of having one of, like, each color...
You could have two...
You could have two of the same color.
Yeah.
You can switch what side each is.
Right.
You could have a gray and a color if you're a weirdo. And the grips, you have a dark gray, a light gray, and then the neon blue and red as well.
I would get the double neon blue Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Give that symmetry to it.
I'd get the double red, because then I feel like it looks more like an old school, like, NES console.
I mean, as I discovered today, you prefer warmer colors, so It makes sense, yeah.
Yes. Although that does look nice. The option that you presented.
Oh, they had a picture of
it
nice.
even.
Oh.
So yeah, that's neat if you're in Japan. Or want to import a Japanese Switch.
I mean, didn't we report... I keep forgetting the name of it, but a long time ago we reported how there's like an Amazon just to buy stuff from Japan. A specific...
You mean Amazon.jp?
No, there's a specific... I don't remember what it's called. But there was a specific Amazon site for ordering Japanese products.
Yeah, Amazon.jp.
Shush!
It's the Japanese Amazon.com!
No!
You order things off of it! It's just Amazon.com, but it's in Japanese, and they sell Japanese products. What other thing do you need?
You don't really need anything else. I just thought there was something called something else.
I mean, there are other websites. There's like Play Asia, like CD Japan sells some of that stuff, so there's other options. Or you can just go to Amazon.jp and click the little English button up in the corner.
If you got Google, have it translated for
They
you.
won't. Amazon.jp won't ship out everything, though, so they might not do consoles.
Oh, okay.
They only do certain stuff. There's Reggie. There he is.
Oh my gosh, this is a great picture
of
Reggie.
With his cool-ass face, he says, "Listen, everyone, Nintendo Switch won't have shortages, and the NES Classic is getting continued, quote-unquote, stock in the U.S." Read it and weep.
So he's lying? Maybe he's wearing those sunglasses so we can't see that he's like looking up or looking down or whatever people do when they're lying.
Oh yeah, we can't read his face.
Let me let you in on a little secret that we reported last week, and that's not a secret. The Nintendo Switch already has shortages.
It's already sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
You're not going to get one.
So
there are shortages.
For him to say, you guys, there won't be any shortages with the Switch, well, you're already lying.
Yes.
So
yes,
get out of here, Reggie.
It's also like just going off of history. The Wii was shorted. Like, I mean, the Wii U wasn't really shorted. But, like, there's all Nintendo hardware has shortages. All of it.
Yeah.
Amiibos have shortages.
Amiibi? Excuse you?
Those single-celled organisms themed after Nintendo characters. Speaking of which, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is getting some Amiibos.
Oh, yeah, what is it getting?
It's getting a Bokoblin. Let me see if I can find this.
Oh, you know what? I did see these. And the Bokoblin was a big deal because it was like a random basic enemy.
Yeah.
And that's like the first time they made an amiibo of that.
Yeah.
Oh, you spelled breath wrong. You didn't put a space.
Breath of. Can I just get like a picture of all of them? Like not on like a...
You could image search, but I don't know.
Eurogamer will have it.
Oh, okay.
They'll do it. Eurogamer's never done me dirty. There's Zelda.
Looks great. I mean, her design, her costume design in the new Breath of the Wild game looks fantastic.
I like it a lot. Bokoblin.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's great. There's no more.
I mean, there's Link.
You've
all seen Lonk. You know what he looks like.
Lonk with a bow and arrow jumping. Lonk with a horse and a hood jumping.
Always jumping.
And a guardian, which are the big like spider robots.
Oh, and that one, its legs were posable, weren't it?
I believe so.
I think I saw something.
Which is
about
pretty
that.
cool.
Oh, it's cool.
Nintendo Switch, you crazy. So, exciting news about box art. So this box art right here for Breath of the Wild, this is the Japanese box art. And for the first time ever, it's also the American box art.
Yes!
And it's great box art.
It is really good box art.
We don't have to deal with CGI Link walking towards the camera with his assault rifle. Like, we have actual nice painted artwork for a game. I think that's a beautiful cover art.
It is really nice.
It's really good.
I was going to say, because of no region locking, people could just buy the Japanese
version and use that box. Europe, however, is getting different box art. And their box art is fine. as you can see it here.
His pose just looks weird and unnatural.
Yeah, it's not as good. It's still painted, which is nice.
You know what it looks like?
What?
It looks like, have you seen the Black Widow butt poses?
Yes.
It totally looks like that.
It also makes me think of Xenoblade Chronicles, because of the strong green-blue contrast.
Yeah.
Like, if the Master Sword was red, it would just be Xenoblade Chronicles, straight up. So yeah, I'm happy about that, because I make a big stink about American box art being a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Compared to the Japanese and most of the time European art. So this is a happy time for me. Breath of the Wild, while we're on the topic of it, will be the last first-party game on the Wii U.
Oh, yeah.
No more Wii U titles will be made by Nintendo. Unsurprising, given that their new console's coming in.
They're dropping it like a hot potato. They just want to get out of there.
Get out! What's the Wii U? We're gonna Switch.
Never heard of it.
So Wii U had a sad short life. They're working on other games for the Switch now. Goodbye, Wii U. We won't miss you. Breath of the Wild, they also went into detail finally about the Switch and Wii U differences.
Oh,
for the
really?
game.
Okay.
So the Switch, for reference, it's LCD screen for the controller part. The handheld part is 720p. It renders out to television in 1080p when it's docked, which obviously that makes sense. The Breath of the Wild version on the Switch will only render at 900p on televisions. It's downscaled a little bit. Whereas the Wii U version will be 720p both on TV and on the handheld. So the Wii U version will be slightly lower res on TV. But the difference between 720p and 1080p is so negligible, for the most part, that I don't care. I mean, someone will probably get mad at me for saying that, but I've never noticed a significant difference in picture quality.
Yeah, no, my whole thing is as long as the frame rate isn't below 30, so it doesn't chug.
They're shooting for a stable 30 on both versions.
Yeah, and as long as it's in HD, it's going to look fine.
Yeah. Unless you have, like, a huge TV.
If you have a 4K TV, yeah, it's not
1080 is going to look better.
Yeah.
For sure. But this doesn't even render in 1080. It renders in 900.
Mm-hmm.
So, doesn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Target frame rate, 30 FPS. The biggest difference, because one of the other differences is on-screen icons will differ between the two versions. No crap, they have different buttons on the controllers.
Makes sense.
The other difference is that the Switch version will have higher quality environmental sounds. For example, steps, water, grass, etc. are more realistic on that console to enhance the game's open-air feel. Which to me just reads as the Switch has a little more power and a better sound card, so it can render out higher quality audio.
Yeah.
Without it being a problem. So, those are the differences. I'm still just playing it on the Wii U, because that's not enough to make me give a crap.
Yeah.
Like, the music will still sound good, all of the non-environmental sounds will still sound good, and I bet they'll still sound fine anyway. That bird will just be a little hoarser.
That bird will be a little more of a horse.
The bird will just be like a smoker bird instead. Version comparison. All the birds are coughing! Nintendo did a big Fire Emblem Direct.
So we had reported on how they were going to have a separate Direct just for Fire Emblem, and I'm like, whoa, that's interesting.
Well, Fire Emblem has been a big hit recently, after almost falling into non-existence. It was Awakening, wasn't it? Corinne would know, because she loves Fire Emblem.
And that's,
she's nodding at me.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's because of like its success on mobile, right?
Oh, handheld.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like phone.
No.
Handheld. Yeah.
They're the same, Dan. Did you know? There's an award.
I forgot.
They're
the same category.
There's an award that's for the thing. Yeah, obviously.
It was, as I recall, if Awakening didn't do well, the whole series was just going to be canned. They were going to be like, nope, it's not profitable, forget about it, it's done. And then Fire Emblem Awakening sold like goddamn batshit crazy. And they were like, oh, I guess people like Fire Emblem. And then Fire Emblem Fates also sold freaking crazy. And they're like, oh, we better keep making these games, huh? So this Direct bit pretty much was just the giant quadrupling down on Fire Emblem.
All right.
Which is fine. They had 4 games shown off on this thing. Let's start with this one. In this May, very soon, a new 3DS title is coming called Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia, which is
not for mobile, but for handheld.
Yes. Which is a sort of spiritual successor or like remake kind of the second ever Fire Emblem game.
Okay.
Which is called Fire Emblem Gaiden. And it was weird because it did things that no other Fire Emblem game, I mean, the first one didn't do, and the ones after it didn't do. Which included, like, an overworld that you could freely move around on, and, like, towns you could visit, and dungeons to explore.
Oh.
Which is kind of cool. And all that stuff is going to be present in this version of the game, and the combat's going to be like it is in Awakening and Fates. So that's really neat. And yeah, they had a fast turnaround on this. Coming out in May, and they have amiibi of the 2 main characters, who I like the designs of.
Yeah, I think they look good.
So that's really cool. It's also going to have like voice acting and all that cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
So like this is not like a quick out the door game. What's up?
I have a theory.
My wife has a theory. You actually come through pretty good on this.
Can I?
What's up?
So
Talk
I
loud.
think the reason that they're coming out with this game and it's going to have that overworld is because this is a test for the one that's coming out in 2018.
That's an interesting theory. You might be right about that.
That is my theory.
Because the one coming out in 2018 is an untitled full Fire Emblem game for the Switch. And which is also the first, when it comes out in 2018, it'll be the first console Fire Emblem to come out in like over a decade.
So they'll get everybody into playing open world RPGs on the Switch when Skyrim comes out, and they'll be like, "Yeah, look at this other open world RPG you can play on the Switch."
Oh yeah. So Fire Emblem 2018 will also be pretty cool, but there's no other information about it. They also have, here's the thing, there's also Fire Emblem Warriors. Can you guess what it is?
It's Dynasty Warriors.
It's Hyrule Warriors.
It's Dynasty Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule's Dynasty Warrior.
You just fight a bunch of nameless enemies.
Yeah.
Kill as many of them at once as you can.
They showed a trailer for it on the Direct that was the same trailer we saw at the Switch announcement. But with an extra couple scenes of the main character of Awakening, Chrom, killing like a million dudes with his sword all at once.
Yep. I don't get the appeal of these games.
They're so boring. They're so freaking boring.
They're the kind of games that if video stores that rented games still existed, I would rent for an evening to play.
And that's it.
And then return.
Yeah, they're not games. But what about Berserk and the Band of the Hawk coming out in February?
Oh, no.
Where I can play as my favorite character, Berserk.
Yeah, that's his name, right?
That's his name.
Yeah.
I love Berserk. He's my favorite. So these games, they keep selling. So the problem with Warriors games is they're those perfect example of a game where they keep securing these really good properties that people want. So people will see like, oh, it's just Dynasty Warriors, whatever. I don't care about that. Oh, but it's Berserk. Or, oh, but it's Fire Emblem.
Oh, but it's Zelda.
But it's Attack on Titan.
But it's like, Gundam. Wait, do they have a Gundam one?
There are multiple Gundam ones.
Good.
But it's Gundam. So they trick you. This whole game genre is just trickery. Oh, but it's Fist of the North Star. It'll be cool. It'll be cool because it's One Piece. No. It's never going to be cool. They're the same game. It's just you hitting a bunch of dudes a million times, and then you fight one bigger dude, and he's Lubu, and you don't pursue him. Because you shouldn't, because it's foolishness. That's what the game taught me.
They must be pretty easy to slap together, because the code
absolutely.
can't be that different, right?
No, Koei Tecmo's got their money machine right there. That's all it is.
Konami's got their Pachinko, Koei Tecmo's got their Warriors games.
Got the Warriors games, Muso titles.
Yep.
So, Fire Emblem Warriors. The other one, do I not have a thing for it?
I wanted to make my whole joke about mobile again.
Make your joke about mobile, do it right now.
There is a Fire Emblem game coming to mobile, specifically coming to iOS and Android.
Yeah.
And it's coming sooner than May. It's coming in February.
Yes.
I don't remember
Fire Emblem
when. February
Heroes.
2nd!
Yeah.
So we've got less than... How long do we have? We've got like a couple weeks.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
It's almost out. But yeah, this is... it's going to be a free phone game. And
still has strategy battles like you've come to expect.
yeah, it's got cutesy pixel graphics. And I don't know, I guess...
So this game reeks of the major Japanese mobile gaming trend of the past several years, which is collectible card-styled RPG games, where you do RPG stuff and get cards of creatures and characters and build like a team of the ones you want, and you level them up and you fight battles, and they have like events where you can all go through dungeons together. It's been, for the past several years, it's been the big thing in Japan. There's Kantai Collection, where you play as boats in cute girl form.
Nice.
There's the Fate games, which are like based on the whole visual novel series. It's Pokemon with historical figures. You can collect your favorite historical figures and fight them.
I want Theodore Roosevelt.
There needs to be an anime Fate version of Theodore Roosevelt. I feel like that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
In the context of that game's universe, Teddy Roosevelt would be freaking incredible. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
This Rough Rider. So it's that kind of thing. So seeing this as being what the Fire Emblem game is makes a ton of sense, because it's going to have characters from all the Fire Emblem games as collectible card people who you can add to your team.
All right.
So that's how they're going to hook people. And Nintendo's continuing mobile game stuff.
And now, is this going to have microtransactions? Do we know? I don't actually...
Yes.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
is. Okay.
All of these games do. Because it's one of those things where you have multiple kinds of currency. It's like, this currency is used to level up heroes. This currency is used to transmogrify heroes into other heroes. This currency is used for this. And it's like, you earn this slowly by doing stuff, or you could just pay us for a ton of it. It's going to be one of those, where you pay real money for a special in-game currency.
So that means Nintendo's stock price will rise after this comes out, right?
Yes.
Because they'll be releasing a mobile game
look,
with microtransactions.
US monies.
Yeah.
You can get it 140. Oh, but don't worry, if you pay more, you get a bonus monies.
Oh.
It's called a bonus because then you feel like you're getting something extra instead of just the straight normal amount they're giving you. You're not getting 140 orbs of power. You're getting 110 plus 30 bonus orbs. Look at that slick marketing right there. They make you feel like you're getting extra.
You're not paying for nothing. You're paying for nothing plus
written.
a little extra nothing.
A little extra nothing?
I forget neither of you play mobile phone games.
No.
Because this just is literally every other phone game ever.
It's just all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the only one I play is Hearthstone, which certainly...
Which is not the same.
Yeah, they certainly want you to spend real money, but you don't need to.
It's different.
And they don't throw it in your faces blatantly.
Yeah. So this game, it has all the same rules as, like, regular Fire Emblem, where your cards level up. They have, like, star rarity stuff. They have, like, the whole sword, axe, spear... Like,
the rock, paper, scissors
rock,
thing.
paper, scissors thing, which is in LD games. So yeah. It's still got nice art for some of the characters and stuff, too. Outside of the pixel art. Yeah. They're doing a big vote thing for it right now, too. Where you can vote on characters to be included in it as, like, special event characters.
Oh. Did you know that Ariana Grande was in the...
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius?
Yeah.
Are you telling me right now that Ariana Grande is in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius?
I might be telling you that.
Can you tell me how I might be able to get Ariana Grande on my team in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius? Because I've heard that Brave Exvius now includes Ariana Grande. I may have seen an article about this somewhere, that Ariana Grande was in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Marketing.
In all seriousness, though, like, I've been inundated with articles and news. Like, this isn't news anymore. No. Like, for the past month, I have been seeing articles about how Ariana Grande is in that fucking stupid phone game.
That's funny.
Who gives a shit?
I didn't hear about that in, like, 2 days ago, and then I was like, oh, I don't care, and then I moved on.
I've heard about this for weeks.
Oh, man.
It keeps popping up on Facebook. It's like every website I go to, there's ads for it. I'm like, stop! I don't care. And then I saw an article like yesterday of like, do you know how to get Ariana Grande? And I was like, ah!
You didn't even know who she was for the longest
No, I didn't even know who she was.
What's funny is I know who she is. Her music's great. I didn't know she was going to be in Brave.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Yeah.
Starring Ariana Grande.
But now I kind of want to play Brave Exvius to get Ariana Grande on my team.
And she's got like a bunny hat.
Yeah, that's what she wears for the album.
She loves it.
Come on.
Yeah.
She's in TV shows too. She's actually a pretty good actress.
Oh yeah?
Uh-huh.
Well, good for her. But I really don't care that she's in that game.
No, it doesn't make any
as much as that internet wants me to.
It's clearly like, how do we get people to buy
the
this?
Kids.
Yeah.
They want the Brave Exvius.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's really weird.
Weird.
So a developer known as Cloudgate Studio just released this video. I'm not going to play it because it's their video and I bet we'll get copyright striked for it. But these guys have basically developed a rig for your whole body for VR. It's still in early testing phases, but if you watch the video, you can see like how, unlike in most VR things we see, where you're just kind of floating hands, you have arms, you have a torso, you have legs and feet, and like everything.
Yeah.
And to the point that you can actually interact with stuff. They have a part of the rig that goes on your foot, so you can actually like kick things in the game.
Nice.
It's really interesting, and it'll be cool to see where it goes, even though it's still very early right now. They don't have any of the other pictures of the other pieces.
I really want it to be like a wetsuit.
Yeah.
It's
just a weird like bodysuit that's all like haptic sensors. Oh yeah.
Oh, or like a Tron outfit.
Yeah.
Just like the outfit from Tron. Not Tron Legacy. I'm not original Tron.
Original Tron. Yeah, with the hockey helmet.
Yes.
That's what we want. Hockey helmet and glow paint.
It'd be so good.
The cool thing about this is that if it does end up going... Oh my god, do they have my chair? That's like almost the same chair as me. Anyway, so the cool thing is if this does end up going somewhere, like maybe some other company will pick this up and develop it more, and then maybe we'll get like a mecha game like Steel Battalion on the Xbox, where you get to wear a full body suit and pilot a mecha G Gundam style.
That would be great. You know what else would be great? A kaiju game.
Oh yeah,
where you are the
buildings.
kaiju. Yeah.
The one problem with it right now is that they can't really get down like locomotion in game.
Mm-hmm.
So like having you actually walk to walk, it doesn't seem to quite work right yet. So the thing we've seen in most VR experiences so far, where you kind of just teleport from scene to scene, is still as of right now kind of necessary, even with this technology.
You want to hear something else about VR?
Sure do.
You love lawsuits?
Who doesn't love lawsuits?
You know who ZeniMax is?
They're jerks. I hate them.
There's an update to the ZeniMax and Oculus Rift lawsuit.
So ZeniMax was suing Oculus Rift.
We've reported on this in the past. This lawsuit's been going on for a while, but now they're actually doing court hearings. I think this was like their first week, and there's going to be 2 more weeks of it, and there's lots of testimony from different people. And
it's a slog.
Some of it's pretty funny.
Some of it's funny, but you got to pick it out of the crap.
We learned, and that's really the crux of this article, and the thing you should take away from all of this, is that ZeniMax wanted a 15% equity interest in Oculus.
Yes.
Way back in November of 2012.
That was a while ago.
And Oculus was just like, nah.
They couldn't come to an agreement.
Yeah.
That's basically what it comes down to.
ZeniMax was apparently saying, like, okay, that's what, us giving you Carmack, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's worth that 15%.
Yeah.
His development
because
skills
he was so required to develop this hardware for you.
So because he's working on it for you and you're getting him from us, that's why we deserve 15% and we want that money. And Oculus was like, that's absurd. That's far too large a percentage. We won't do it.
And allegedly ZeniMax was like, oh, you kids don't know what you're doing. And
all the
ZeniMax CEOs and stuff were super condescending.
There was, I forget the name of the guy. It's somewhere.
It's early on in the article they mention his name. The Bethesda Softworks president was the one who who got really like sassy with him.
Here we go. I'm going to butcher all these names, so bear with me. This led to an in-person meeting at Bethesda between Aribe Antonov and Bethesda Softworks president
Vlatko Antonov,
who Aribe said is known for his colorful personality.
Yeah. That means he's a jerk.
Yeah, so Antonov was the one who said, quote,
"You guys are just kids. You should be working with us," said every sleazy agent to every rock band ever.
Yes. And then when Oculus wasn't interested in that, they said that they wouldn't let Carmack work on anything VR related.
But then ZeniMax was like, "Oh, you guys used Carmack. Carmack took technology from us when he left.
He stole code.
He stole code that you guys used to develop your VR technology."
So then there were experts on computer science that got brought in to testify who looked over the code and was like, has this been copied? And this one dude was like, I don't know, it looks like it's got some signs of copying. You think I'm making fun of this guy, but he's actually described as acting like that in the court proceedings.
He's like the textbook, like, stuttering, sweaty witness.
Yeah.
Who's like, oh, well, it may have been copied, but I couldn't be sure.
Meanwhile, there was another guy who was talking about code stuff who was saying, like, nah, it ain't no thing.
It's not. It hadn't been hard copied.
So, this is, and then, there's just all this...
in testimony that I'm sure was lost completely on most of the people in the courthouse. This code wasn't copied. What? None of these people know what this stuff means.
No. There's no way. There was apparently an altercation between... I don't think it mentioned this in this article, but I was reading about it. There's an altercation between, what's his name, Palmer Luckey and the lawyer for ZeniMax, where they started arguing over, like, specific stuff while Luckey was on the stand, and they even got into a heated argument about the date that fall starts. And it got to the point where the judge had to be like, you're both acting like children, you just stop.
I'm shocked that Palmer Luckey, of all people, would resort to such, like, petty arguing.
The guy who funded memes
The
for
guy
Trump.
who funded anti-Hillary Clinton memes. In support of our favorite guy.
Remember everyone, this is the date that America ended.
Yep. Thanks, Palmer Luckey.
January 20th, 2017.
Yep.
Meme magic, it's real.
Meme magic is real.
Turns out.
It can get you elected president.
For those who don't know, because... oh, no, wait, I have a better lead-in for this. There was something that's also not in this article that I had read about separately that's really funny, where Zuckerberg took the stand, because, as we know, Zuckerberg purchased, or I should say Facebook
Here he is,
purchased...
looking like a jerk.
No, I mean... He would look like a jerk without the Oculus headset, but...
VR doesn't help you not look like a jerk.
Yeah, Facebook published Oculus Rift for, what was it, $2 billion?
They purchased it, yeah.
Yeah, for some astronomical number.
Yeah, I think it was $2 billion.
And...
there's all this stuff going on of, like, why'd you buy it? Why'd you buy it so fast?
Yeah, were you trying to cover up for shady things?
And Zuckerberg was like, no, I just wanted to buy it because... I'm getting on the ground floor and I have a lot of money.
Yeah, which is kind of what entrepreneurs do.
Yeah.
So it sort of makes sense. I don't really question his motives there.
No.
I mean, he's still a jerk, but, you know. But no, so he took the stand at one point and he was talking about ZeniMax and he was like, yeah, ZeniMax, a company no one's ever heard of. And I was like, okay, you're such a jerk. But also...
ZeniMax is huge.
They're huge. So for those who don't know who ZeniMax are, just in case you don't know about our previous reporting,
like a media conglomerate.
They're a giant company that owns a lot of video game developer and publisher subsidiaries.
Yeah.
The two probably most notable ones are Bethesda and id.
Yeah.
So ZeniMax, they're a big deal.
They make a lot of money.
They're a real big deal. Their name just isn't on stuff that often.
Right, because they're the parent company of these other companies.
Yeah.
But all that money's going their way.
Mm-hmm.
From all that stuff.
So there's going to be
more out of this.
More goofy stuff to come, but it seems very clear that ZeniMax are really butthurt that they didn't get that 15%, especially after it was purchased by Facebook.
Yes.
And they seem like they really, really want a piece of that $2 billion purchase pie. And that's the only motivation that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because the only other motivation is...
that they need Palmer Lucky's heart as a blood sacrifice to their demon god.
Oh. No. That wasn't what I was thinking, but...
it's the most logical alternative to just the money.
You've been playing more Dark Dungeons.
A little bit.
Okay. But no, I was thinking the only other thing thought process that I think that they might be having, and that's stupid, and I hope they're not, is they might be thinking, man, VR is it's so hot right now.
The children love it.
We really gotta get in. We gotta get a piece of that.
We gotta get hit.
Yeah.
We gotta get with it.
And I'm like, dude, VR hasn't been selling for like 6 months.
We gotta skateboard like XXX The Return of Xander Cage.
Oh, man.
Because skateboarding is hot right now.
Family.
Everybody loves skateboarding.
Action. Family.
We were brothers.
Or no, I'm thinking of Fate of the Furious.
You're thinking of Fate of the Furious, not XXX The Return of Xander Cage.
My mistake.
The return we've all been waiting for.
How could I have confused those two movies?
See, the difference is that they go fast in both, but only one of them involves going fast in cars. Xander Cage only travels by more extreme means.
BMX bikes a lot of time.
Ski motorcycles on wire. But yeah, it's one thing or the other.
But yeah, if ZeniMax is trying to get into VR, I'm like, dude, I got bad news for you. VR was kind of a fad.
It all comes down to them just wanting money.
Yeah.
Regardless. Popular World of Warcraft Legacy community shutting down again.
Oh no! So Nostalrius, we talked about it. It was a big deal. It was a vanilla server. Blizzard shut it down. And then all that code got given to another thing.
Elysium.
Or
another legacy WoW project.
And then they used it, and then they were like, oh, we gotta shut this down.
Yep.
Now, this actually didn't make sense to me because... And I was trying to double-check the story before the show, but it wouldn't load right, so Dan had to find a different source. But I was confused because when they were talking about it, they were like, we're gonna have to shut down all the Nostalria stuff, but we still have our vanilla server that's up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, but isn't that what Nostalria is? So why are you keeping one, not the other?
Because the reason is, this article talks about it, is that the guys at Nostalrius gave all their code and the stuff they had worked on to Elysium to use.
We talking about Palmer Lucky stealing code again?
Palmer Lucky didn't steal nothing, except for the vote. Carmack stole stuff.
Whatever. I thought Carmack was the guy who always dies in Gears of War.
No, it's Carmine.
Whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Keep going, Dad.
I was really trying to think of something to go for with mine there. But the guys at Nostalrius gave all this code and everything. They were like, we're shutting down Nostalrius, but we're going to give all our stuff to Elysium and they can keep it going if they want. So Elysium was keeping it going. And now Nostalrius was like, whoa, we don't want to get a reputation as supporting like a pirate server. And they're like, you're not allowed to use our stuff anymore. So they're taking it back. But they're not going to do anything with it.
Wait, so does that mean Elysium has a reputation as a pirate server and Nostalrius doesn't want to be tainted by that?
Yeah?
Or is it the other way around?
Well, people have started to associate that. It's like this negative press has started appearing around it.
Okay.
Saying that they're a pirate server. And it smells to me like Blizzard is up to no good.
Are we talking about vote rigging again?
I'm talking about Blizzard being all like... I'm talking about conjectural journalism.
Talking about video game
journalism. Where I make some shit up. So I'm talking about Blizzard being like, hey, we don't really like these legacy servers, especially given how all the stuff with Nostalrius went, where they were just kind of like, nah. So it's either Blizzard being like, hey, why don't we just start a bunch of bad press around this and start giving them a bad reputation, and then we'll get them shut down by the community. The community will be like, oh, screw these guys, they're bad, they're pirate server. Or Blizzard and Nostalrius have come to some sort of agreement in private.
Oh.
And now Nostalrius is like, hey, give all that back.
Maybe.
Because we're about to make a bunch of money getting legacy servers going with Blizzard.
I mean, that would be a great scenario if that's actually what was happening.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's kind of douchey towards the Elysium guys, though.
Especially since Elysium were like, you guys got shut down, but you can come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a slap in the face. But we don't know if that's the case or not. Those are just two options that I will present for further consideration.
For the jury.
For the jury.
When does fall start, Dan?
I don't know. Sometime in September?
I think so.
September 20th?
I don't actually know when fall
Officially?
starts.
Fall starts when the leaves turn colors in fall.
That's the thing. I know when fall starts in New England.
Yes.
Which is different than its actual start date.
Yes. What's the canon fall start date? I don't want any expanded universe autumn.
I mean, at some point Disney's going to buy the seasons and then they're going to throw out all that.
This is going to get rid of that. Can they please get rid of daylight savings time? That sucks.
That would be great. Disney, can you buy the seasons so we can get rid of daylight savings time?
That stuff sucks.
So,
anyone outside of the United States probably doesn't know what that is. Which, lucky you.
Yeah, man,
It's
sucks.
the most asinine crap. Basically, America decided to time travel in the shittiest way possible, and we do it twice a year.
Okay, so we are running really low on time. Let's blitz through the rest of these stories.
Yep. Overwatch, Happy New Year, doing Chinese New Year's Year of the Rooster!
May's got a great looking costume.
I'm lukewarm about it, actually.
I think it looks good.
I think it's good in concept, but not quite in execution.
Okay, that's fair.
I really like the whole face area. I like her little glasses.
I like the face.
I like her glasses. I like her hair and her little hair decorations. I like her little robot. I'm not crazy about the pants.
Not crazy about
and
the
little neck thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it's got some traditional design thing going on.
Yeah,
with, like Chinese New Year. It's fine. But that diva costume.
Oh my god.
The diva costume. I'm going to bring a little anime in here, even though she's Korean, and say, that costume's kawaii as fuck.
No, I mean, specifically her outfit, yeah. I don't care about very much.
It's a traditional Korean New Year's dress.
Well, that's nice.
I think it's cool.
but the design,
the
mech outfit looks freaking awesome.
It's really, really cool. So I saved all my schmeckles from Christmas so I would be ready for the next event. I may have to spend them on Diva's outfit.
Man, that looks
if I don't get it by the end. So the event's starting January 24th, and it is running probably 3 weeks, because that's how long all the others have run. And they said that this is not a mini event. This will be at the same level as the past couple.
All right.
Which means we'll probably get a new game mode for it. We'll get a lot of stuff beyond just these 2 legendary skins. This makes up for May's kind of getting snubbed in the Christmas event a little bit.
Yeah.
I bought that Christmas skin anyway, though. Just like I said I would.
Couldn't stop yourself.
Couldn't stop myself. So I now have my date for starting to play Overwatch again, January 24th. Because I've been taking a little break from it.
All right.
I'll have to get good as Ana again. The designer of Deadly Premonition and D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die. Great title. I love that title. Swery65 is back with a new studio.
No. Don't scroll that yet. We'd ask the question.
Is called White Owls.
Now ask me what I would assume the guy who made D4 would look like.
Deadly Premonition. What does this man look like?
He's got to be... Oh my... Yeah.
He's got to be majestic. He has that owl with him all the time.
He doesn't even have like a wrist guard or anything. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's a hero, man. He's a real hero
of game
design.
Look at that pattern on his suit. Look at that pocket square's got 3 little sections on it.
So he retired from Access Games, where he developed Dark Dreams Don't Die. But now he has brought together a small team headquartered in Osaka, Japan, and he told Gamasutra that his new venture will lean towards and focus on bizarre games with strange realism, much like his other games.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, he's really going in a different direction. Huh?
Yeah. So they basically, his developers and other friends inspired him to come back on his own terms and say, forget doing this stuff at Access Games, just start fresh as an indie dev. And Swery said, it made perfect sense, so I immediately started making preparations to go independent. I'm already slow enough at making games as is, and I feel like all I ever do is make my fans wait. But I've decided that I need to take a rest here so that I can hopefully continue to make games in the future. That was when he retired. Oh, York can't believe
I
it.
can't believe it.
So he said he was. Oh my god! Look at Swear. He's a crazy guy.
That's also something I would have guessed.
That he would have a giant monkey tattoo.
A giant full color monkey back tattoo.
I'm sure it's temporary. He wouldn't do that.
No, he would do that.
But this is cool. He wants to create games for people who like his games that are bizarre, scary, grotesque, and dreamlike, but also strangely realistic. Games that remind you of the past, that are comical and sad yet lovable. Those are the kind of games he'll be making. What this really makes me wonder is who owns the rights to D4. Does Microsoft still own the rights to that game? Because if they do, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't, it means Swery can finish Dark Dreams Don't Die.
Yeah.
Which is a game that desperately needs to be finished. Because it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, that's that. We have a new trailer for the Call of Cthulhu game that was announced last year.
Yeah. It was, last year's E3.
I'm going to play, and you can do some editing magic later if you have to.
This might be blocked out.
Well, it's good so far. There's a typewriter.
There's a typewriter. Apparently,
some spooky pictures. There's a guy who's smoking.
Supposedly, people are saying this looks good. They're also saying, "Oh, remember that Shadow over Innsmouth game?
Remember Dark Corners of the Earth?
Yeah, that one. That's what it was called.
It was very based on Shadow over Innsmouth. This looks like it's got the same kind of vibe.
This does look really good.
Yeah. All spooky sea creatures.
It's not Lovecraft.
A skeleton.
A spooky skeleton. A fire. Fire's not very Lovecraftian.
A spooky hospital.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we want.
Crazy
Whoa,
guy.
Oh my god, it was so scary that the whole webpage refreshed.
It couldn't.
Where were we at in here? Where were we? Oh, like right around here? That's good, yeah.
Oh, okay, spooky hospital.
There's that guy
Crazy
again.
guy.
Okay, running.
Right through forest.
Plain slender.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like what we want.
Dark rituals, tentacles.
Tentacles coming out of a portal.
A spooky portrait falling into a hole covered in blood.
Grabbing his face.
Cultists.
Palpatine.
Whoa!
Oh, shit!
Ripping your eyes out.
That works.
And then,
Bloodborne.
Yeah, no, that looks Lovecraft as fuck.
Cool.
Oh,
that's great.
Bloodborne Ravens.
I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, no, it looks very polished.
Looks like it hits
really
the tone
nice.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see what the gameplay is more like once some of that comes out. Ukulele is on its way out soon. It's got multiplayer.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know it was going to get multiplayer.
It's a bunch of like mini games and stuff. Some of which are shown here, but it's like, you got races, you got like hurdles, you got little puzzle stuff. That's really neat. It's just an extra little bonus.
That also very much harkens back to the N64 era and how a lot of games would have like little silly mini games.
Rareware
like that.
Stuff especially would have had a ton of those things.
That's fun.
So that's great.
Excited. I was already excited. I can't be more hyped about that game, but I'm happy.
Speaking of hype,
Strafe
is shooting for a March release date.
Yeah!
March 28th. Allegedly.
I can't wait to have my face melted off while I play this game.
Oh, and absolute confirmation that the game is procedurally generated.
Oh, good.
So, that could be good. It could. Oh, they have a new trailer. We're gonna have to watch that after the podcast.
We're gonna have to tweet at this. It's gonna be good.
This trailer, yeah. According to PR buzzwords, the game has endless levels and 100% virtualized real environments.
Wow.
Cool. What games just came out? It's January 20th.
The day the USA ended.
That's not a game. That's real life.
That's real life. We need our escapism. What kind of escapism we got?
Atelier, Shally Plus, Alchemist of the Dusk Sea.
Hold on. Dragon Quest? Right?
What? Oh, yeah, it just came out.
8.
Journey of the Cursed King.
I really got to get back into Dragon Quest.
Were you ever into Dragon Quest?
No.
You gotta get back.
But I can do it.
You gotta hurry. The Switch has Dragon Quest 10 and 11 on it.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Oh, it will.
Yeah, I think
they're all on Nintendo stuff.
Gravity
Rush 2 also came out today.
Nice.
That's cool. As well as Urban Empire, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh my god, Dan, what comes out in 2 days?
Don Bradman Cricket 17!
Yes!
My favorite! On the 24th, we have Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Resident Evil 7.
Biohazard, yeah.
That I'm excited for, actually. I think that's
very cool.
I've been avoiding a lot. There's been a ton of pre-release beta demo stuff for RE7.
Yeah.
And I have avoided, like, almost all of it. I've avoided almost all of it, so I'm kind of... I want to play the game. I might not get it right away, but I do want to play it right away, or play it at some point, because I feel like I can go into it with fresh eyes, with very little influence from, like, trailers and demos and things like that. And I'm kind of excited about that prospect, because it looks very interesting.
Let's see.
And I do like horror stuff. But I don't like weird hillbilly horror stuff.
No,
so I'm conflicted.
Not usually. If there are pigmen in there, though.
Oh, man. Dude. Don't even tempt me with pigmen. Don't even. We need more pigmen in video games.
I just started an organization.
Hashtag yes more pigmen. I'm starting that hashtag.
We just started an organization that advocates pigmen in game
design. I freaking love pigmen. They're the best.
So anyway, that's the show.
That's the show. We should mention Tales of Berseria.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
This is the next Tales game. And Yakuza 0, which is a remake on PS4 of the... It's a prologue to the first Yakuza game.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
that makes sense with the title.
If you ever want to get into the Yakuza series, here's your perfect opportunity. They're good games.
But yeah,
Cool.
so we have been Don't Copy That Floppy with Lex and Dan. You can check us out on all sorts of social media, or if you want to listen to past episodes, you can check out our show archive,
Yes.
which can be found on YouTube and on chipbit.net and on iTunes. If you stop by iTunes, hey, maybe leave a review or a rating. We'd appreciate it.
Yes. And if you'd like to support the show even more directly than just an iTunes review, we do have a Patreon as well. Don't Copy That Floppy on Patreon. And if you feel like giving us a monthly donation, go for it.
You get rewards.
We also do have a thing set up so you can just give us a one-time donation.
Oh yeah, PayPal
well,
link.
through
That's
PayPal. It's off our Twitch.
Yeah, the link's on our Twitch if you want to do that.
Yeah, that's about it. We'll be back next week. More stuff to talk about in video game news. I'm sure something will happen.
Hopefully.
Usually something happens.
Usually.
Usually.
So everybody, until next time, remember, don't copy that floppy.